Next News, breaking news.
Tonight, Kash Patel just dropped a bomb on the fake news machine, and the media elites are not going to like where this is headed. The FBI director went on air, looked straight into the camera, and told The Atlantic exactly what every targeted America First fighter has wanted him to say for years. You want to smear me? You can answer in court. It was not a vague warning. This was a declaration of war on an anonymous source, character assassination. And now the number attached to that response is massive, $250 million. The real question is bigger than one lawsuit. Is this the moment the fake news finally starts paying a price? You see, this matters because the same media playbook used against President Trump is used against anyone who threatens the permanent Washington club. First they leak, then they smear, then they hide behind unnamed sources. And then they expect the public to shrug and move on. But when the target is a sitting FBI director under President Trump's administration, it's not just gossip page trash, it's an attack on public trust, on federal law enforcement reform, and the America First agenda that is finally cleaning house. See, Patel's argument is simple. Judge him by results. Under President Trump's leadership, he pointed to a 20% reduction in the homicide rate, 20-point drop in opioid overdose deaths, 6,300 child victims found and identified so they could get home safely. If those numbers hold, then the media are not attacking failure, they're attacking success. And it tells you everything. The establishment is panicking because Trump's team's producing real results, and the old propaganda outlets just can't stand it. See, speaking of fighting back and rebuilding American strength, there is another breaking story every patriot should have on the radar right now. This breaking news from the White House: they just announced over $30 billion to secure America's critical mineral supply chains and named a specific Alaskan project as a key strategic asset for U.S. mineral independence. I've been to the Vizsla copper drilling site in Canada myself. I've held the core samples. What's happening in Alaska right now is bigger than most realize. You see, President Trump just recently unveiled Project Vault, a $12 billion strategic mineral reserve designed to stockpile essential resources and keep America strong, secure, and independent from foreign control. Vizsla Copper is getting fresh attention as investors look for companies tied to this national push. The company trades in the U.S. under VCUFF and in Canada as VCU.V. If you want the full breakdown on why this matters right now, check the exclusive briefing link below, but it's only for Next News viewers. Now back to the media meltdown. Kash Patel just turned into a legal battlefield. Now here's the part the corporate press doesn't want you focusing on. People who've actually worked closely with Patel are blowing holes in the whole story. One transition insider said he spent nearly all day, every day with Patel for more than 3 months, never saw anything resembling the behavior described in the Atlantic's report. That matters because when a story leans on anonymous claims, while first-hand witnesses call it nonsense, the issue stops being journalism and starts looking a lot more like a political hit. This is even on the front of CNN's X account. FBI Director Kash Patel filed a $250 million defamation suit against The Atlantic over a story detailing allegations of excessive drinking and unexplained absences. The Atlantic calls the suit meritless. FBI Director Kash Patel files $250 million defamation lawsuit against The Atlantic. Now let's hear directly from Patel as he vows to battle what he calls the fake news head on. He's suing The Atlantic after they reported he gets drunk all the time and constantly has unexplained absences. Here he is with Maria Bartiromo.
The Atlantic magazine director is alleging that you have a drinking problem, that it is getting in the way of your work running the FBI. What is your response this morning to this article?
Look, Maria, you and I have been at this together for a long time, whether I was leading the investigation on Russiagate back in the House or my time in the Trump admin 1 and now. And the results, I say, speak for themselves. If the fake news mafia isn't hitting you personally with baseless information in Washington, D.C., then you're not doing your job. And it's louder than ever because this FBI, under President Trump's brilliant leadership in backing the blue and backing law enforcement, this FBI has the most prolific year in crime reduction in the United States history. A 20% reduction in the homicide rate, a 20-point drop in opiate overdose deaths. We have found and identified 6,300 child victims. 6,300 kids get to go home to their kids. That's a 30% increase. Seizing enough fentanyl to kill 180 million Americans. That's a 31% increase. Our deal with China, where we stopped the flow of fentanyl precursors, or historic engagement thanks to President Trump in Busan. And our work continues. We've captured 8 of the top 10 most wanted fugitives in the world, to include rapists, murderers, terrorists, and narco traffickers. That's twice as many as Joe Biden did in 4 years. President Trump and this FBI got done in 14 months. So if I'm not doing my job, if I'm not working, then how is it that the FBI delivered the safest America under President Trump's leadership in the history of our country? And so, you know what? They can beat their drums and stand next to toxic waste all they want, but that doesn't make it toxic waste. And Maria, I'm happy to announce on your show that we are not going to take this laying down. You want to attack my character? Come at me. Bring it on. I'll see you in court.
So you're going to sue them?
Absolutely. It's coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow you will be dropping a lawsuit against the Atlantic magazine.
Yes, I will, for defamation. And because you know what, Maria? We have to fight back against the fake news. It's one of the many things that President Trump is so successful at in leading out on, because no one is attacked as baselessly as he is and as much as he is. And our leaders that get attacked under his brilliant leadership must do the same. And I won't tolerate their attacks on me, because they are indirect attacks on the men and women of the FBI that we've cleaned up. And this historic, prolific year of crime reduction across the board is something that all Americans should be. And I know they're proud of it, because I travel across the country and they say our communities are safer than ever before. Our kids aren't dying of drug overdoses. You're stopping terrorist attacks. Maria, in December, in a 4-week span, this FBI stopped 4 terrorist attacks planned over the holiday season. 4. That's more than Joe Biden did in his 4 years. So we're going to get after the fight. And if the fake news mafia wants to, ring their drumbeat as loud as they can, they're never going to stop me from completing the mission that President Trump asked me to do, which is safeguarding America. And we're doing it better than ever before.
Now he's made his defamation intentions clear. Conservative voices are reacting. And Kash Patel goes on the offensive. Here's more.
And so, you know what? They can beat their drums and stand next to toxic waste all they want, but that doesn't make it toxic waste. And Maria, I'm happy to announce on your show that we are not going to take this laying down. You want to attack my character? Come at me. Bring it on. I'll see you in
court. It's coming. And Gunter Eagleman says, good. I hope he bankrupts the Atlantic. Fake news garbage. Kash Patel going on the offensive. Mike Lee writing this hit piece on Kash Patel is unsourced character assassination under Trump and Kash Patel. The FBI has achieved record-breaking crime reduction. The results speak for themselves. He was quote tweeting Clint Brown. I was Kash Patel. Hey, S. Fitzpatrick. I was Kash Patel's Sherpa in the transition. I spent nearly all day, every day with him for 3 months and have been with him frequently since. I've never seen the type of behavior you're describing from him. Your anonymous source is BS. So that was from Clint Brown. The Atlantic on multiple occasions. This was the original post, Sarah Fitzpatrick. Exclusive. The Atlantic on multiple occasions, Patel's security detail had difficulty waking him because he was seemingly intoxicated, according to info supplied to DOJ and White House officials. A request for breaching equipment was made because Patel had been unreachable behind the room door. So, Kash Patel going on the offensive. We'll see you in court. It's happening right now. So this is really the aha moment. You see, Kash is not merely defending his own name. He's taking the fight straight to the media apparatus that spent years trying to cripple President Trump, demoralize law enforcement, and protect the failed establishment order. By filing a $250 million defamation suit, Patel is sending a message to every activist newsroom in America. The era of smearing first and hiding behind lawyers later is being challenged. Senator Mike Lee called it unsourced character assassination, and he's right. If the FBI is delivering record crime reduction under Trump and Patel, then these attacks are not about accountability, they're about sabotage. The fake news mafia hit him because he's effective, because he's cleaning up the bureau, and because Trump's team is winning where the ruling class failed. So here's the bottom line tonight. Kash Patel did not bow, did not apologize, and did not let the smear merchants define him. He went on offense, and that's exactly what the America First movement has been demanding for years. President Trump showed Americans how to stop playing defense against media lies, and now the people serving in his second administration are following that lead, and it's about time. If anonymous source pieces can target the FBI director while he's posting major public safety wins, then nobody challenging the establishment is safe from manufactured narratives, and that is why this fight matters far beyond any headline. So I'll ask you this: do you support Kash Patel suing the Atlantic? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Share this report, subscribe if you have not, and text raw feed to 844-840-4963 to beat the algorithm and get direct alerts from me straight to your phone. And check out the Next News merch shelf below this video. Stay bold, stay loud, and keep standing for truth in America First.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.